I know I'm late on this one, but as Gandalf always says, a wizard, although I'm not one, is never late. He arrives just when he purposes it or he wants it. So he's never late, he's never early. He arrives at the right time at which he purposes. And I'm going to borrow that from Gandalf today because I know I'm a little late on Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, let's get into this. The best statement to describe Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is a superhero movie with heart. It was a wholesome movie. It wasn't just a kawaida superhero movie that we've been getting of late. It was a movie with heart, and Rocket is a fan favorite. A lot of people like Rocket and how cool he usually is. And this time round, yes, he was cool, but he was the heart of the story. We got to see the backstory of Rocket, his origins, and how he came to be the person we get to meet at the very first Guardians movie. So I really enjoyed the aspect of storytelling. It wasn't all over the place. It knew what it needed to do. It knew that it was closing off a chapter and focusing on Rocket's story. It was a sad story, knowing how he was experimented on, how he lost friends who had gone through the same process as him. So it was a sad story, them getting to know Rocket, because it's something that he never talked about. He was, those people who never want people to see their weaknesses, and them banding together to finally help him out of a situation, a bad situation that he was in, literally a situation, life and death situation, was really great to see. We also got to have another reintroduction to Gamora. As we know, Gamora lost her life in one of the Avengers movies. So I wanted to see why she all of a sudden exists again, as in how did she come back to life. And we find out that there's this weird thing. The capit where she fell looking for the soul stone, I think there was something that happened where the past her came back without the memories of what had happened. It was an okay explanation if you really had to bring her back. And we also find Peter Quill also mourning the death of Gamora. So it was interesting to see their dynamic again, and I liked how they didn't finish off the movie at them coming back together. They ended their run rather on a very mutual understanding note. So I liked how they didn't force them back together again. So yeah, the other character that I really liked was Nebula. Nebula was a character who was just really stoic, had no emotion. She was basically a robot. She was what Thanos created her to be. She was literally a robot most of the time. So seeing her evolve, especially in this movie, from who she was to where we leave her, was a great character arc. I really enjoyed it. I also liked Mantis and Drax. They are usually the comic reliefs of the movie. I think they usually do a good job because they don't overdo it also. They come in right at the same time, and I love how they usually play off each other. So as far as comic relief is said, Jax and Mantis just know how to play off each other, and I love how they also incorporate the other people in the group. Yeah, so it wasn't too much. Marvel has gotten to a place where it wanted to be SNL. They just want people to laugh all the time. They were really never real stakes at some point. So Guardians of the Galaxy, I remember, was one of those movies that started to be funny kidogo, and I think they've maintained that very well to a point where in this movie, it was a serious movie, but it also had the right amount of comic relief. So they had a good balance of handling very heavy subjects, especially on Rocket, and also just finding that comic relief for people. So I really liked the balance between the hard topics and comic relief. I think they did it well, and Marvel should take notes. In terms of villains, they had a really good one, the High Evolutionary. He was just a bad guy who was very narcissistic, seeking perfection, not caring about what the repercussions or anything. He was a character you wanted to hate because he was experimenting on animals and children, and just seeing those experimentations and the mind games from Rocket's point of view, because Rocket was a baby. You really wanted him to you know, you wanted him, you wanted to see him defeated, yani. As in, these days we are usually bombarded with villains that are have really sijui weird backstories or weshe. This one was just a bad character who had intentions, and I want those bad characters back. I don't want backstories anymore. They are boring. So, Guardians of the Galaxy, do I recommend it? Yes, absolutely. And I'm kind of sad I didn't see it sooner, but you know, priorities. And yeah, it was a really great superhero movie. I thought it would bomb just like the others, but it didn't. And now I get to see why people were raving about it. And this movie and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse are proof that people are not tired of superhero movies. People are just tired of stupid movies. If you give people good content, they'll come and watch it. And right now, especially in this economy, you have to really give people a reason to come watch your movie. You know, right now people have different priorities and movies are not cheap. So give people a reason to come and watch your movie, and they will come and watch it. And stop blaming fans if your film does not perform. All in all, I enjoyed this movie. Go watch it. And yeah, I think it even made me want to rewatch the others, and I think I will do that. But the thing that I'm planning to do before I go watch Mission Impossible, I'm thinking of rewatching the whole Mission Impossible franchise before I go see the one that is coming out in a couple of days. So yeah, completely off topic, but yeah. I'll see you on the next one. Go watch Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's currently out on digital. So look for it. Yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.